Come on. Tonight we crown a champion here for the AWC Pro Series here from Las Vegas as Season 1 underway here and getting ready to be completed. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado alongside Andreas Vargas once again up here in the booth to call your championship racer for Season 1 for the AWC Pro Series. We get ready to count down the minutes and the laps until we wrap up Season 1.
The wild card to go all the way up to the one more race, and we are gonna be crowning a champion in this one. So Christian, yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
And some things to talk about here. We'll go ahead and put up a past this and your scoring board up there on the top of your screen, but some things to talk about. Obviously, we know Noah Brown here in the 65 machine. We'll go ahead and pull him up on your screen as well. Sitting in pit road, he's coming here and he's had a demanding lead throughout the whole season here, and he had a good single hold on the points lead here coming into Las Vegas. Obviously, we saw he got caught up in that big wreck won by Henry Kalhoff last week at Daytona. Losing him a couple points to now P2 in points of Bryson Byrd. So, and now we do need 25 cars to show up. On top of that, Bryson Byrd would have to get almost every bonus point that you can get here. So that'd be leading a lap, getting the pole, and leading the most amount of laps. So that's a big ask for Bryson Byrd. So, but right now, currently, we only have 18 cars on the track. We need at least 24 to get him in a spot where he could even tie with this points lead. Once again, not on only on top of that, this number 65 would have to, finish dead last, get caught up in an early wreck, and have unrepairable damage. So right now, it looks like we might be crowning your champion early tonight.
Yes, and for sure, um, Noah Brown has been doing everything right. Yeah, we can say Daytona was a wild card after all. So getting in a wreck can be possible in the first lap as well as the last lap. So, um, but that's the reason why you go ahead and do everything right in the other few races. Charlotte Roval, what a domination! Myrtle Beach, he was almost there to take the victory until Michael Kruger pretty much took away that victory. And well, he was there, if you remember, he was there on Daytona in the last few laps until he was part of that wreck. So Noah Brown has been the guy to beat, and he has shown championship caliber racing and through the entire chase. And well, right now he just needs to take the green flag if we are keeping with this amount of cars, and yeah, he will take in that green flag as a champion.
Exactly. I mean, you kind of put the T there, Andreas. Even though we didn't have the good finish at Daytona, he was leading that top lane going out of 3 and 4. Unfortunately, the push to the 22 from Michael Deitch, upset that 22, and it just kind of took everybody with him. And unfortunately, it took out that top lane, all of the top lane, which was led by the 65 of Noah Brown. So he was in a good spot there. You could have said Brown could have won that race if it would have gone green all the way to the line there. So, no, I mean, he just had a very dominant playoffs here. He wasn't, especially in the regular season, he was not the guy to be. And being completely transparent, and that doesn't matter, right? With these playoffs, I mean, you look at someone like Noah Brown reminds me a lot of like Tony Stewart's last championship back in 2012, right? It was terrible in the regular season, and even Tony talked about it in some interviews. He said, I don't even know why we're showing up to the track. We're so bad. And then all of a sudden, a light switch flipped, just flipped on the 65 team, and he's just been lights out throughout the whole chase. And now, as long as we don't get, it looks like we need a good 7 or 8 more cars. As long as we don't get those people to show up here within the last 4 minutes, he'll get a take home his first championship here, AWC Pro Series.
And you can say from that 2011 championship from Tony Stewart, Um, that says a lot of how to be consistent, even though you're not having the best races, even though you're not having the best show up on the start or the middle of the regular season. You need to show caliber when it matters. And you people will say, yes, the playoffs, the chase can have some flaws, but sometimes sometimes you're gonna go ahead and take advantage of those flaws, or you need to take advantage of like uh, being part of the equation when it matters. You can be like also in a regular season. You can be consistent. You don't need to win every single race. You need to go ahead and be consistent and be there when it matters. So, yes, you can take all the victories you can, but as far as you take all the victories you can and the other races are just DNF, of course you're not going to be able to win a championship. And Noah Brown over here has shown, of course, when it matters the most, you need to show up, and he has done it, and he's done it perfectly.
I mean, we're doing a good job throughout the whole playoffs, but I mean, Bryson Byrd, I mean, he needs a, I mean, he's only a, I mean, obviously he needs a little bit of a Hail Mary to, he needs a little bit of some help here. I'm getting word now from admins right now. That Noah Brown can finish 16th or worse, and he can still claim the championship here. I think that's I think he means 16th or better is what I'm being told. If Bryson wins the race, so on top of that, I think Bryson would still have to get all these penalty points to give him that extra thing. I'm being told podium finishers get more points than your fourth on back. So, I think what I'm trying to be, I think what they're trying to tell me is, if Bryson wins the race, the number 65 needs to finish at least 16th to keep the title underneath him. So, um,
I mean, that actually can be also a good player right here. Like, we have 19 cars, and yes, the 16 of like on a field of 19, 16 is like very quote unquote easy, but um, you can wreck in the middle of the race. So he can pretty much lead some laps or lead get all the bonus points. He like Bryson Byrd needs to not only finish top three but also get all the bonus points. That's what they say.
well, if Bryson wins,
Okay, so if Bryson wins, Noah Brown needs to be
at least be
16 or better. Okay.
So I mean, I guess it's still technically a fight. So we can't technically. I mean, within the first, probably within the first half of the race, we'll definitely get to know who our champion is. Probably because I mean, I'd love to see everybody finish the race, but obviously Vegas is not the easiest track here. But we'll go through some of your fastest drivers in practice right now. Ty McIntosh, currently fastest in practice. Obviously, a new livery for him, that Carolina Panthers 45 machine. He also has that 3-wide TV, which we've seen on that 45 all season long. He's fastest in practice. Joel Farlow was really one of my favorites to come out here and win the championship. It was super consistent in the regular season. Kind of the wheels fell off during the playoffs. Kind of the complete opposite of the 65 machine. Obviously, Bryson Byrd racing for a championship. E3 and Noah Brown coming in here, your points leader. Fast forward, and Brett Bennett, as we see practice underway, getting ready to end here. He rounds out top 5. We'll get ready to get qualifying underway, and obviously, I feel like I would say qualifying means everything here, but I mean, it's the last race of the season. Everybody wants to kind of come out with a bang. And obviously, I think Bryson probably needs to qualify pretty well. As actually, Bryson's one of the first cars on track, so obviously he's someone we need to look at. We'll go ahead right on board with this 53 as he gets ready to start his qualifying run.
2 laps qualify as well, so they're going to have one two chances actually to be able to get the fastest lap for the race.
Theory going up to that high side, trying to get as much momentum off. Obviously, you're not going as fast out of the pit road, so you can go up there, afford to run the wall to try to gain as much speed. Going to the line here, so you're ready to see his first lap. Down the
Going
banky
bottom.
in 1 and 2, you see him gonna wrap that white line down that backstretch. You'll see him. We'll see what corner he tries to set up here, going down into 3 and 4.
First lap is always a little bit loose in part of the in this Xfinity cars or O'Reilly Auto Parts Series cars now. So the second lap, if you take one lap, which is gonna be 30.1, the second lap you're gonna have a little bit more of grip, so you can go push a little bit more harder.
And I mean that first lap is something you want to. It's always kind of a baseline lap to see where you kind of line up compared. Now Noah Brown, actually your pole sitter. Go ahead and pull up your ticker up top. You'll see your fastest right now in qualifying, but coming out 3 and 4, a little bit of loose for the 53, but coming across the line, like he's gonna improve a little bit, like a 30.1, so just a little bit better than. No, actually did not improve. So he ran a 30.216 that second lap, so could not improve on that time, probably from that looseness out of 4 coming to the line there. But we'll continue to look at some of your guys. We'll go back here to Joel Farlow. He's out here coming around to start his second lap. Coming across the stripe here, the 24 will run 30.3, so that's good enough for E8. See what Joel can do for this rest of the slap. Oh, he's loose.
Oh!
That'll be the end of his run for sure. Continue to grab some drivers here. Aaron Evans, having some extracurricular activities. He's found his way inside the infield. Go and look at Adam Tal as he starts his second lap. Didn't really get to that bottom line, I think, the way he probably wanted to, but he can do something down here for the second lap. Ran at 30.3, 39.3 that first lap. Probably made a mistake as he's going to get in the wall again. So no laps will be counted for this number 34 machine, unfortunately. Continue to look at some drivers. Wyatt Roberts just completed his run. He'll go up to P8 with a 30.248. David Huckleberry now in the 52. Coming around to complete his first lap and start his second. We've got a minute and a half left in qualifying, so plenty of time for him to finish up these last couple laps at 31.0. Good enough for P14. Needs a little bit more speed out of this 52 if he wants to climb up the charts here.
Oh, he lost the bottom right there.
Get the bottom the way he wanted to here, but still has chance in 3 and 4 to make up some time. Looks like he's about 3/10 up right now. Continuing to stay around that 2 to 4/10 up on this lap. With 30.9. I'll keep him back there in P15. Now, a long road for this 52 to get back up to the front if he has the speed to do it. Del Fabian has just parked his machine. And now we see Huckleberry here. I guess we'll have Aaron Evans be your entertainment for these last couple laps here. Last couple seconds as he's on his way onto the road course. Aaron Evans will obviously start from the tail end of the longest line here. He's trying not to set a lap here tonight for the championship race.
Michael Kruger is gonna be taking the pole from Noah Brown, so good one. 30.06.
Michael Kruger snuck his way up here into the front. We didn't get to see that lap, but good lap by the 41. Obviously won that race at Milwaukee. So a proven winner here in the AWC Pro Series. Hopefully, maybe the dark horse maybe still win here for your finale. I'll wait on some cars to load up. Then we'll get your starting lineup underway here from Las Vegas. Obviously, these guys can set up their cars for qualifying, maybe adjust the steering ratio, adjust the brake bias, whatever you need to get a good lap here in qualifying. And then obviously you can really set it up a lot differently in the race. A lot of drivers like a little bit more responsive steering box qualifying to just push the car a little bit more, and then some people will really widen out the steering box, so it helps save some tires here. But you have most of these drivers down here on the front stretch, so we'll go ahead and get your starting lineup here presented by HVTV. As we saw Michael Kruger take the pole here from Vegas, and points leader and championship favorite coming into this race, Noah Brown, going to round out that row too. Ty McIntosh, fastest in practice, going to be that PP3, and running out that second row is Brett Bennett in the 47 machine. B5, Bryson Byrd, other championship threat, alongside that 22 of Enrique Cucalan. Jake Scarborough, your lead, going in the 77, going to be right there in 7th place, alongside Fidel Fabian in that 51 machine. Rounding out the rest of your top 10 is going to be Wyatt Robertson at 42 and Javier Soto, the 15 machine.
We're going to be going into the road 6. We're going to have Joe Farlow and Lennon A. Brown. Joe Farlow pretty much coming very back from that qualified position. Ryan Ronnebaum and Sam Boutwell is going to be on your road 7. Row 8 is going to be Cameron Rich and David Huckleberry. Row 9 is going to be Adam Tell and Errol Evans. And that's going to be your field for today's race.
18 cars decided to show up here from the race shops here to come and race here in the season finale here at Las Vegas, as we start to see the pace car pull off here. 18 machines. Obviously you see a Ford Toyota front row, and obviously crowning a champion potentially here. Obviously, like we said in the pre-race, not over for that 53. Needs a really bad race out of the 65 to do so, but we'll go ahead and take a look at some of your other prerequisites. Taking a look at your race weather for tonight's race. 74 degrees here from Las Vegas, with a 7-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the southwest, partly cloudy. We'll also take a look at your track facts presented by Delta Designs. See here at Las Vegas, Nevada, for this mile and a half track. And obviously we look at the banking here in the corners, 20 degrees in the turns, 9 degrees on the straight. So again, get in Delta Designs for all they do here for the network, and ready to go green here. You see the lights off on the pace car. We'll be getting ready to go 100 laps here to crown a champion here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We'll see this pace car take a hard left turn on the pit road. Once again, we'll see that 41 of Michael Kruger, that 65 of Noah Brown, your points leader. Good starting position for him. But we'll get ready to go 100 laps here from Vegas as we're green. Start your season. Across the stripe. Give it to Michael Kruger. He's going to lead that first lap as he's under fire from Ty McIntosh. We saw the 65 start to drop back quite a bit here, probably trying to save some tires, but here comes Ty McIntosh in that 45 machine.
Michael Kruger got a very good start, as McIntosh got a very good launch from this third place. Noah Brown got left behind, and now he's being passed by Bryson Byrd, pretty much his rival on this race. So we'll see how these guys are going to be able to do on the rest of the night. We'll see. We saw some cars going into the wall, but we're going to keep green. We're going to keep it clean.
Obviously, Bryson knows he has to win this race to even give himself a chance here to go out here and try to win the championship. Obviously not over for the 53 machine, but you still see him side by side with the 65 out of 3 and 4. These two, racing for a championship, they're not going to give each other room now. I mean, this is for all the marbles. You see right now the 45 actually backing up to these two. Oh, the 65 contact with the 53.
And saved. Bryson Byrd, what a save right there.
Yeah, what a save by Bryson Byrd, and obviously not going to be too happy about that. I mean, looked like the 65 came on, made contact with the 53. Definitely a little bit of a net code, but obviously lap 4, I didn't really expect that out of the 65 this early, but obviously when you're racing for a championship, a lot more is on the line tonight than it ever has been.
Bryson Byrd needs to go ahead and like get moved from that situation and go ahead and get back in it, because if not, if he's gonna stay anchored and making that like as a way to distract yourself, it's gonna be bad for him.
I mean, Bryson just gonna have to keep the head down, and you got 100 laps to get back up here towards the front, but we have a kind of a 4-car breakaway. Rounding out with the 77 to Jake Scarborough, up 3 spots from where he started. Obviously, took a couple weeks off to do some other things here outside of the league, and said he wasn't really feeling the best here, and but decided to come out here and show out. So even under the weather, still see that 77 up here inside the top 5.
Jake Scarborough pretty much like left his position from the playoffs to Enrico Cucalon. Right here he's showing up once again to the finale, and he's showing a very good racecraft right here. Noah Brown is trying to go ahead and show his car to Ty McIntosh, right, to take the second place. I don't know if Noah Brown is trying to get back into the lead, but we'll see. He's gonna show it to the inside now.
65 going to jump to the bottom here. Ty rip the wall here, get a good run off the corner. Gonna still be side by side out of 4. 45 will clear once again. He's gonna actually have a run on the 41. He's gonna drop down to the bottom here in the 1 and 2.
Fight for the lead, and it's very close right there between McIntosh and Kruger. But Kruger is gonna be able to get the defense right there and be able to hold his lead, as McIntosh is gonna be on fire from Noah Brown. Noah Brown is gonna be a little bit on the apron right there, and he's gonna be having the fire from Jake Scarborough now.
Here comes Jake on the top, gonna try to make a side by side for the P3 position. I don't know if that run's gonna develop as much as he wanted to. No, it's 5 will clear, but once again, Ty McIntosh going for the lead. He should clear here out of 3 and 4. We'll see if that 41 will do a crossover. No.
Into the wall.
Actually, Ty gives him the room here on the top. He was definitely clear, but I really respect that. Making sure that he was going to be very clear here in the 3 and 4 jump up before he potentially makes any sudden mistakes here. So he'll clear this 41 machine, but once again, the 41 right at the right quarter, going to be side by side gallant in the 1 and 2 once again.
He got into the side draft, and he used that side draft into McIntosh, and he's gonna be able to be on the top line. The top line here in Vegas in 1 or 2 is gonna be the best line to pass as he takes back his lead.
So I'm a little bit loose out of 1 and 2, and you have to think now. I mean, you kind of fought for the lead there. Gotta have to try to save these tires. Remember, 100 laps, you gotta run on these, and I would say you can probably go only about 40 laps on tires. You're gonna have to definitely make 1 or 2 stops under green. In these Xfinity machines, you can't really afford to burn up the stuff now. But once again, you see Ty going down, gonna really force that 41 to kind of run that higher lane. Once again, he'll clear with the momentum off the top.
McIntosh is trying to go all the way into that lead and try to go up, go bottom. He's now into the wall on the top lane, and he's gonna be losing his spot from both Noah Brown and Jake Scarborough.
And the 45 looking fast, but overdrove the corner a little bit, got in that outside wall, allowed the 77 and the 65 to get by, so now put the 65 up to P2. Now I want to go back and look down at Bryson Byrd up, back down to P9, but has already gained a couple spots from where he, fortunately, got contact from the 65. But right now, obviously those tires are not going to be as good once you get, having to save a car like that. I mean, it really does take a good percentage out of the tires here, so, you know what? You see Bryson right here, kind of with a little bit of a gap around him. You see the 8 with a little bit of a gap behind him, and you see a little bit of a gap in front of him. Joel Farlow, with about, I would say, 6 or 7 car lengths gap there, as you start to see a little 4-car tandem here from about, what, I would say 5th through 7th here. Brett Bennett also in the mix here.
and this group of from 5th to 7th pretty much is catching the guys who are in front. So, and Bryson Byrd is also catching it to these guys. So we'll see if these guys are gonna be able to save in their tires and able to catch these 4 lead pack cars right here.
On board with Wyatt Roberts here in the 5th place. You know, Wyatt's fast, especially at these 1.5-mile style tracks, and glad to see him run down that 45 machine. Ty McIntosh obviously got that outside wall, put himself in 4th, but it stayed there really content running back there in P4. But start to see this 42 start to slowly reel in these front 4.
And sometimes hitting the wall is gonna take on your tires as well, not only spinning out, but also hitting the wall. As I see on the back of this group that we're watching over here, Bryson Byrd is getting right there. Is from a 4-pack cars is gonna become in a 5 cars.
I see Fidel sticking his nose in here on this 42. And if I'm Fidel, I'm going to help try to get this 42 through the front. I'm not going to fight him right now. I think that's what he's trying to do. I don't know if that's just kind of the line he's running. You see right there, he kind of sticks his nose down there a little bit. You see the 42 go down and clear. I hope he's trying to be patient with White right there. Oh, you see, I think that was the 77 get the wall there. Saw the 45 have to check up for his teammate. And now you're going to start to see them now, the 45 within frame of this 4-car pack.
I would say 5. And yes, as you said over here, they're pretty much like we see normally in Talladega and Daytona. They're trying to go ahead and work together to get into the front, into these 4 cars back, very much in the lead. As these guys are pretty much fighting. As you see over here in the 2nd position, we see Jay Scarborough trying to pass into Noah Brown, meanwhile McIntosh is trying to pass Jay Scarborough and going into the outside. So that's very much, quote unquote, slowing down this pack, and it's letting these guys from 5th on back catching them.
Remember, Vegas, you call kind of a drafting track here, obviously, especially in the next gen, but we're not racing the next gen. But you already see here, the leader, Michael Kruger has not been able to really get away from everybody, and everybody's kind of still within each other. You see all of the top 10 within a second of each other. See Cameron Rich back here outside. He's the kind of the first car not within this kind of front pack, if you want to call it. Bryson Byrd rounds out this front pack, but everybody is still really within each other. Now you see these 2 packs start to merge down into 1.
And now we see that everybody is connected, and we see some passes. Brett Bennett passes Wyatt Roberts right here for the 5th position, and he's gonna be right behind Ty McIntosh. So we'll see if Brett Bennett is gonna try to get up to the front now. Now that is the this group of 5 cars catch the 4 cars in the lead.
I want to know how much everybody's kind of pushing right now, because obviously, if I'm the leader right now and I see kind of, I feel like if I'm always leading a race, regardless what car I'm in, I set a pace and I sit there. And if people want to pass me, I let them pass. I do not like to keep the lead with every regard possible. Like if I'm Michael, I see that these guys are going to be aggressive. If they want to be aggressive to take the lead away, let them have it. The dirty area isn't really as bad as you see in maybe like the trucks or the next gen cars that we see here in the Cup Series. I would let some of these guys go if they want to try to burn their stuff up. You're going to have to make these tires last most likely, and then you can go get them back later. If I'm this 41, I'm going to try to almost set the pace of the race. Do not try to get away with how drafty this Las Vegas track is.
Oh yeah, and you remember, we pretty much had a situation like there with me. Sorry. With me, actually, without having a car for reference, I will destroy my tires because I don't have a reference. It's just me that I'm going to be having my own pace. So the moment that you have your own pace and you don't know how to get a proper pace, you're going to be burning your stuff up without noticing. And we see over here, Noah Brown is on the wall coming out of 2. But he's going to be able to keep his 2nd position.
Just a little tap out of the 65, and that's a good point, right? Maybe, there's a lot of guys who don't have a lot of experience leading. I think with how good this 41 is, I think he definitely does, and I don't think that's going to be an issue for him. Obviously, we saw how he drove through the field there to win at Milwaukee. He knows how to race around others. He knows how to make set up passes and run good, right? I mean, he wouldn't have been in a position win in Milwaukee if he wasn't a good race car driver. So I don't think that's the problem, but it is a good talking point, right? A lot of drivers don't really know how to lead a race, right? A lot of drivers, when they get to the lead, they want to just drive away from the field, and that's not something you can really do a whole lot unless you know you have the best car in the field, which is really hard to do in almost any league that you participate in, especially here in AWC, because it is a fixed set, right? Maybe if you do these open set leagues, you can, actually have the best car in the field. But when everybody's running the same setup, if you push hard, those tires will start to come back to you, and people will start to catch back up unless you know what you're doing here. As we saw right there, maybe the 65 gives up the stuff a little bit. Now here comes Ty McIntosh to try to take over this P2 spot once again.
The quarter of the race is now almost complete, and as we see McIntosh very much passing Noah Brown. So Noah Brown, hopefully he doesn't go ahead and like burn so much about his stuff, because right now he's not being on the fire. Well, he got passed by McIntosh, but he's been on the fire by Scarborough as well as Bennett. So we'll see he's gonna have a very good defense on these guys.
Once again, if you're the 65, I think you have a different agenda here tonight, right? I mean, it's nice to win and everything else, and a win obviously would lock himself into a championship fight. But remember, all he has to do is have a good finish, and he wins his first championship here in the AWC Pro Series, the actually inaugural season here for the AWC Pro Series. So he'll be your first champion. Oh, the 45 really knocks the wall down. Ooh. Good avoidance by everybody else, but we'll go back to Noah Brown here. He just really needs a solid finish. He doesn't need a win. He doesn't need, to lead a lap. He doesn't need to do anything. He needs to come here, finish probably within the top 10 or whatever. We're told top 16, but I think a top 10 is a car and the run he's capable of doing out of the 65 machine. So obviously, if you're someone like Bryson Byrd, you do have to push your car and make those slight mistakes. The 45 goes around in the back.
Oh.
Caution will wave.
McIntosh is gonna be having a little bit top of the rear, but he's gonna be fine. I saw Bryson Byrd almost like getting hooked right there, and possibly we had another save. We'll see.
Look back and see what happened in this 45 mission. We saw him. I think once again they've changed the way these Xfinity cars drive, and they loosen up throughout the run now. There's no doubt about that, and we're starting to see now people who might have used their stuff up a little bit too much. You see Bryson walking it up the track, and you see the 45 get up into the wall here, maybe trying to give Bryson some room. Gets tagged by the 17 of Rich, and then the 53 also gets tagged just a little bit, but he's able to save it. I don't think any damage to that 53, but just a little bit of a collateral incident there. The 45 trying to give room to the 53 who's racing for a championship. Gets up into the outside wall. Obviously, it really slows his car down. And unfortunately, gets tagged by the 18 here. We'll go on our chopper cam. See if we can see a better angle of this. So you see the 53 right here. And he's definitely trying to hold on to this thing here. Walking it up the track. Walking it up. And Ty's just trying to give him room here. Gets up into the wall. Gets tagged by the 17. And then he tags the 53. And obviously, I think probably Ty definitely gets the worst end of this when it comes to damage wise. But yeah, I mean, just as we run laps here, handling will go away on these Xfinity cars, and that's a good way to show it.
And well, Bryson Byrd, even though he has some little of a damage, he was able to save it actually. So 2 saves pretty much from Bryson Byrd. That's impressive, to be honest. As we see some guys coming into pits, we're gonna have 4 tires, I believe. And yeah, I think Bryson Byrd needs to fix that damage, because I know that these Xfinity cars are very sensitive to air, and if you have a little bit of damage coming into the back of the car, it's gonna make the car very loose.
See that right rear damage to the 53. Obviously you see him still sitting on pit side. You see a little bit of that left side looks like almost done, but needs a little bit more time on that right rear to get everything fixed on that machine. But still not over for the 53. Still a long race. I mean, we're just over a quarter of the way done. We do have one car who stayed out right now, at least, the playoff driver of Landon Brown. We'll see if he decides to come down pit road here. If he wanted to get a lap, no. Has to stay out here. He's got 30 laps on these tires, so easy to see what happens with this. Obviously, we already saw some drivers having mistakes on their own here. Now they're gonna have to try to negotiate around this 39, who has 30 lap old tires now under this machine.
And I believe the staying out, I know that it's Vegas, and maybe the 39 will have a very good jump, but we saw those Xfinity cars, how they're handling, and they're handling very loose. I don't know if Landon Brown was able to go ahead and like save his tires very well to make the car not loose, but new tires are gonna be very different from old tires for sure. But well, Vegas is very known for gambling, and the 39 has made some diets and pretty much gamble on this restart.
It's gonna be interesting to see how this 39 holds up on these old tires. Obviously, I'm not gonna be the guy to say it, and we'll have to see with our own eyes. But I'm not sure how this is gonna work out. Obviously, saving a set is something that these guys are trying to do, but I don't know if this is the best way to do it. But we'll see this 39, this 41 Ford Chevy front row. We'll actually see a new front row as this 39 will take the point here. We'll see this pace car take a hard left turn on the pit road, and Landon Brown, for the first time tonight, will lead the point and lead us to green here. We'll see Brett Bennett and Noah Brown, Ford Toyota second row, and you'll see the 77 and the 24 going around at that top six. But see the pace car take that hard left turn on the pit road, and we'll hand this race over back to the 39 as we're green from Vegas.
Almost a very good start by Landon Brown, but it's gonna be right here with Brett Bennett. That is, they're gonna be 3 wide into the one.
Now, Brett Bennett knew he had to go here. I'm really gonna try to keep this camera on the 79 to see if he can safely let people by, because I think that's the only way he does not get wrecked. Oh, you see the Ryan Rombom kind of get caught up by the 39, and the 22 Kukulon sideways. He's gonna save it, I think. Oh, so goes the 39.
There it goes into the wall, but it's gonna be there. It's gonna be okay.
Everybody somehow saves it. What a save by multiple drivers. I think that's everybody being aggressive. They knew that 39 was everybody was a shark in the water. Was a shark in the water there when they saw that 39 with old tires. But we'll go back up to the race for the lead. The 41 is retaking it, but side by side for P2, the 77, and now the 41 going to try to battle for that P2 position.
Jay Scarborough was a little bit loose coming out of 4, and he's going to be under fire by Noah Brown. Noah Brown is going to take his 3rd position right here, and Brett Bennett is going to be holding his 2nd position. But here comes Noah Brown right behind, trying to take that position away. As we see Wyatt Roberts actually on the 5th position. So very good race start by him as well.
Wyatt up 4 positions up in that P5 spot. Doing his way up through the field, we knew that Wyatt was going to be quick, and he's already starting to show it now. Now, we saw Noah Brown having some issues there later in the run. I'm interested if he's going to continue to be aggressive here to make spots up, try to take the lead away, or if he's going to be content right now. Obviously, you see him underneath the 47, trying to at least show that he wants the spot. Not going to be able to make it happen is Bennett doing a good job running the top, as he's actually going to get a run on this 41, going to try to make it side by side out of 3rd and 4.
Side by side for the lead. Here comes Brett Bennett, and well, Noah Brown is going to try to be there. It's going to be a 4-car battle right here for the lead, as Kruger is trying to hold his position right here from Brett Bennett, and Brett Bennett is going to take that lead away.
A good run off the top out of 1 and 2. You saw the 41 get a little bit sideways out of 1 and 2, trying to run that bottom line, and allowed Bennett to get through. And here comes Jake Scarborough on the top, trying to make this spot work. I think everybody saw that Bennett made that top work pretty easily, and now everybody's going to try to follow him through to get around this 41 machine.
But they're gonna do it very quick, because if you use the top lane too much, it's gonna burn your tires easily. So you need to be careful how you use that top lane. You need to be very smart trying to do it.
Everybody getting single file except this kind of whole car battle for the lead here. See Scarborough get clear. You're gonna see him jump up in front of the 65. Wow, what a move! Ooh. Did you see the 65 get upset there? Maybe side by side for P2 is the 65 once again. I mean, he is swinging this thing out much as he can, trying to get around this 41. He's going to try to clear here down in the 1 and 2. Not going to quite happen as the 41 has a run now.
And the 65 right here. Oh, out on the wall is gonna be Michael Kruger, but Noah Brown needs to be a little bit more smart over here, because I know that he wants to take the lead. You know, he wants to take some position. He wants to be on the lead for sure. But a championship is on the line, so he gotta take a little bit more of the bigger picture right here, because he can get into a wreck early, and he's gonna pretty much weaken all his positions and as well as his championship hopes right here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been told to race, you know, by the race control and everything else, to race some of these guys with a little bit of respect. But when they're racing you like this, you know, there's some guys that aren't going to pull over for you if you're going to be racing them this hard, this early in the race, obviously. There's a lot more for you to lose than maybe this 41 has, or maybe the 77, or especially like the 47, who's just really can't racing for the stay P3 in points now after that wreck from Daytona. The 65 has so much more to lose than anybody else in this field besides that 53, who right now is content riding back there in the P10 spot. I mean, and he, not only that, I mean, you could tell he's driving the heck out of this car. I mean, you know these tires are not going to hold up if he continues to push like this.
And it's still being loose on the outside of Scarborough. Scarborough is right there trying to take his position from the second place, but he's on the bottom. Meanwhile, Noah Brown is over here on the top, being defensive, of course, using that defensive line. I was also trying to pinch Scarborough to hold his second position. So, yeah, you need to be a little bit careful trying to go ahead and be there, as, well, Noah Brown is going for the lead right here.
Try to make this bottom. We're not going to make it happen. As a 41 doing a good defense, running the top when he needs to, going back down to the bottom when he can. I think this is a good defensive run for the 41 you see right now. No pressure from behind. He'll go down there on the bottom, try to keep the tires underneath him. And if Noah Brown starts to run the top, tries to make something happen here, he'll go up, down. You've seen him go up to the top, run the top, get the momentum off, try to be a good defensive driver to keep this lead. Right now, he's doing a good job keeping this lead away.
Noah Brown under fire by Scarborough, as we see over here Kruger being under fire by Fidel Fabian. Fidel Fabian was able to get up from the 7th or 8th position all the way up to the 4th position, actually. He's taking the position away from Michael Kruger. So, yeah, very good job by the number 51.
But one of the drivers who's been utilizing this top lane to make up some speed here, but we talked about it earlier in the show. You kind of have to use that very little here. I mean, you can kind of use it to pass if you need to, but then get back down to the bottom. Try to save tires, try to keep this car underneath you. You can't just rip the top here. It will burn up your stuff. And that's exactly what we've seen everybody do here. Use that top lane to kind of maybe make it pass. Maybe try to be defensive to keep a spot. And then as soon as they feel like they're safe, they'll go back down to the bottom. But once again, now Brett Bennett under fire. Once again, the 65 and the 77 are there.
Noah Brown is trying to take that lead so bad from Brett Bennett, so we'll see Jake Scarborough right up the tail of that 65. So they're gonna be very respectful, and I see that they're being respectful right here, as I think Noah Brown has a little bit of a run right here. He's trying to choke his car, and yeah, he does. He's going for the lead right here.
Brown will try the bottom lane once again here in 3 and 4, but we've seen Brett Bennett be able to keep the lead here, running the top lane here, but they'll be side by side going to the stripe. I don't think that 47 will be able to clear as he will actually. Now the 77 will jump up top.
Jake Scarborough is trying to use Brett Bennett draft to pretty much pull and pretty much mean a tow, as literally it is a tow from for Jake Scarborough, and he's able to pretty much take the second position from Noah Brown. Noah Brown is gonna be the loser right here on the 3rd position, as he's gonna try to get the draft from the 77 of Jake Scarborough, but Kruger and Fidel Fabian are gonna be side by side behind him. We'll see how they do.
Give the spot to Kruger right now, but I think that 51 will have a run. Not gonna be able to make anything of it. Is now side by side there.
Ooh.
That's the 24 Farlow who made a good run off the top. Kind of blocks that run from the 51 to get around the 41. And now you'll see Kruger on the top. You'll see Farlow follow in pursuit.
Farlow and Fidel Fabian almost trading paints on the back straightaway as Farlow is gonna take that top lane and maybe take that straight position behind Kruger, and we'll see if he can get a good run on the back straightaway as Noah Brown was a little bit loose. You're gonna be fine, and Kruger is gonna be taking the bottom lane from Noah Brown. Taking the third.
Bob Brown get really upset at it 1 and 2 there on that last lap. Slid that car out, saved it, but lost a lot of speed, lost a lot of tire health right there. Allowed Kruger to jump up here inside this podium's position. Once again, we'll see this happen again, I think, as you'll see the 65 continue to slide back now. And we saw he was pushing really hard to get to that race lead. Now you see Joe Farlow. One of the guys that I've been looking at is this 24. He's someone who's always been good on these longer runs. Saves his stuff. Make sure not to do what these guys have been doing up here. Start to see him drive to the field.
Joe Farlow right here made a good crossover move on Noah Brown, but Noah Brown had a very good defense on 3 and 4, so we'll see how Joe Farlow is able to go ahead and get on up to the front. Noah Brown is over here fighting for the third position with Jake Scarborough, as I think we have a battle for the lead. Kruger is going to try to take back it as well.
We'll see, no one's been able to defend. I mean, no one's been able to take this spot away when this 47 runs the top here. 47 just done a phenomenal job just being defensive, having a good defensive drive here, but 47 couldn't clear the 41 this time. So side by side down here in the 1 and 2, the 47 with another good run off of 1 and 2. He will clear the 41. We'll see the 41 will jump up in front of the 65. He'll have to concede that lead.
I see Michael Kruger, he has the car, he has this racecraft. He's able to hold his tire and be able to go from 5th position. He was on the lowest, like 5th or 6th position, and he's now trying to get that lead back. As we see Joe Farlow pretty much trying to fight Jake Scarborough, but he's going to be under fire by Fidel Fabian.
Fidel and the 24 Farlow, I feel like I've been the best 2 guys at saving their equipment here. And now once again, you'll see Joel tuck back in line. I don't think he's going to try to jump and do that bottom lane. He's seen that the bottom has not worked in 3 and 4. To try to use this top lane to get a good run on the 77. Try to get a run down the front stretch here, but here comes the 51. Side by side with him now, he'll clear. I think that kind of affected the run of the 24 to get back to the 77. Once again, now you start to see a 4-car pack as now Noah Brown has started to back up to these 3 behind him.
Noah Brown, when he is able to get back into the front, maybe, I don't know, he's burning his stuff up and his tires, and pretty much he's making his car very upset. So that's pretty much a very weak point from the number 65 right here. So Jake Scarborough is gonna have the bottom, and maybe it's gonna be able to, no, it's gonna hold his 3rd position, the number 65, Noah Brown.
And here comes Joe Farlow on the top, gonna try to get hope from the 65, get that draft. Did you already see? Wow, what a run by the 24. He's gonna try to get to the outside of the 65 as he will block that run. 24 is gonna have to try to get down. No, 65 blocks that. Did you see now? Noah Brown being very aggressive to try to keep these guys behind him.
Noah Brown is pretty much the fence 100% right here. As Joe Farlow is very good at 1 and 2 on the outside. He has so many good momentum coming into the back straightaway, but yeah, multiple times where he got blocked by these lower cars, by the outside lane. So pretty much his run is being pretty much overshadowed by those good defenses right there. As we see Cameron Rich a little bit loose on the back.
Yeah, with everybody battling, it's allowed the 17 and Cameron Rich, the 42, Wyatt Roberts to come back into this back. You see a slide out of the 77 now. Now you're going to see maybe 3 wide here across the front stretch. The 42 trying to look as we are 3 wide going into 1 and 2.
Oh, and we almost got pretty much car high from Wyatt Roberts. Jay Scarborough needs to be a little bit careful over here. So Wyatt Roberts is going to be on the inside. Wow, and Jay Scarborough got into the wall out of the 2, and Wyatt Roberts is going to be the biggest winner on this battle.
What a move by Wyatt. He saw that the 77 was coming up the track and backed out of it. And because he backed out of it, it allowed him to set up the corner way better than those two in front. He just did a 2-for-1. I was like, I'll take you. I mean, if you guys are going to battle like that, I'll take both the spots. I'll go try and catch the 65.
As we already surpassed the mid part of the race, as we see Fidel Fabian try to take on Noah Brown. Joe Farlow was able to pass Noah Brown and take the third position, so Noah Brown is starting to having some little of the difficulty on this longer run.
I mean, we kind of called it out. I mean, we saw he was pushing. I mean, 110% they were on the start. I don't know, maybe it was to take the lead or maybe just to see how much he could push here on this run. Obviously, I guess he only needs to finish 16th, right? So I guess he does have the ability to kind of test the waters a little bit more than everybody else. But you're starting to see him, you know, the effects of that aggressiveness start to show here. And now he's slid back all the way outside the top 3, back there in that P4 position. But Brett Bennett still under attack from the 41 of Kruger. Kruger has not been able to make the pass, but here he comes side by side down into 1 and 2. Going to try to make that bottom work once again, but that 47 has just been so good on the top here in 1 and 2.
Kruger and Bennett pretty much two horses trying to side by side take that lead, but yeah, Bennett is very good at defense. Meanwhile, Kruger is trying to show that offense and is showing very good respect by these two drivers. Very good racing right there.
I'm looking at Farlow right here. I mean, he's got to be licking his chops right here. I think he has the best tires right now. Man, these guys are continuing to go side by side, trying to take this lead over. I mean, you're starting to see it lap by lap. He's been closing in every single lap here as they've continued the battle for the race lead. Joe Farlow will be in the picture here within the next few laps.
Joe Farlow, the best thing that he needs right here, it is that 41 and that 47 is still being side by side, because the best thing that you need as a third position driver is the leader and the second place fighting or lap over lap, because what you need is those guys to destroy their tires, and once their tires are pretty much gone, you're in the third place, be like, alright guys, thank you so much, I'll take this position.
On this right side of your screen, we see the 77 and the 45, Ty McIntosh, Big Scarborough. Decided to take their cars down pit road, get their first green flag pit stop underway here on lap 60. They'll be coming out. Here comes Kevin Rich as well. The green flag pit stop's underway here from Vegas.
And if you're a very good race car driver where you have a very good long race car racecraft, the best option right here is to go first on the window, because you're able to not only be able to be faster earlier, but also, since you know how to save your tires, the guys who are pitting later, they're gonna be pushing more because they know that you're much better carrying on your tires. Meanwhile, we'll see Kruger taking this third position. Oh!
A little sideways out of 2. Gonna allow a run out of the 47. We'll see if the 47 tries to do anything with it. No. He's content running a P2 right now. I think he knows he's in a kind of a winning position right now. But I think that was the best thing that Bennett can do. If he continues to fight, this 24 will take advantage of it. I mean, you starting to see the 24 is now in the picture. But as long as they can stay single file, I think this is better for keeping the track position. But from this 24, but the 24 is there. We see a 3-car pack for the lead. And back here with a 3-car pack is now Noah Brown starting to, trying to hold off these two behind him in the 51 and the 42 of Wyatt Roberts.
Noah Brown pretty much holding these two guys right here, as we saw Jake Scarborough and Cameron Rich pretty much already taking their pits. So once these guys pit and the cycle comes out, they're gonna be able to see how if Scarborough or Cameron Rich were able to pretty much cut their time, as we see Fidel Fabian attacking Noah Brown.
Brown with a pretty decent 34 here, gonna be side by side still out of the corner. Saw him have to chase the car up the track there. Did not get the power on exit that he needed. He'll actually give the spot to the 51, but we're catching a lap car to 34 of Adam Tao. Probably going to be the advantage of the 65 here. As the 65 will clear back. Now you have to think about, like, obviously we saw the 77 to 17 come down pit road early. Aaron Evans came down pit road as well. All those guys trapped a lap down. So they're banking on this thing to go green. But we still continue to see a semi-battle here. 3-car pack here for the lead. A little bit more tame than it was before. Obviously, you see Kruger's continuing the lead. 47 at Bennett back there in P2, and Bill Farlow continuing running back there in P3.
As we see over here, we'll see who's gonna be the first one into the pits. Brett Bennett, Michael Kruger. I think it's Brett Bennett, the first one. Yes.
Here comes the 47. Here comes the 65 down pit road. And a huge slide out of Brett Bennett, but good save by him there. Keep everything back up. We'll go ahead and put our pit road ticker back up, and we'll continue to battle. Look at this battle for the lead and forward positions. As you've seen, actually, the 24 fall off quite a bit to that 41 machine. Still a little bit of a battle. Fidel and the 42 of Roberts trying to battle it out here. We'll see who else decides to come down pit road this lap.
We'll see if some of these guys are gonna come in here. Yes, we do. Fidel Fabian and Wyatt Roberts are gonna take that position onto the pits. As we see other guys, they're not gonna be staying up outside of the track too much, because the longer you stay, the more these guys who made the pit earlier, they're gonna be able to run away with those fresh tires. So they're gonna be careful staying out. So we'll see if either Kruger or Farlow, they're gonna take this one. No, not yet.
And we'll see how far they can go. I said we can go about 40, and we have hit lap 40 on this stint, so maybe we can go 40, 45-ish, but yeah. I mean, we're counting down on just about how much fuel these guys have left in the tank, so I would assume that this 24 and this 41 are maybe just going to run it out dry here, I presume, versus everybody else who maybe pitted a lap or two early compared to everybody else. Only people I feel like you would consider off-cycle is like the 77, that 17, who pitted about, looks like about 7 or 8 laps ago for Jake and Cameron. So they have a couple more older tires than the rest of the field here, but they've actually kind of jumped up here a little bit, as Jake has actually jumped up P5. He's actually the first car out of the guys who pit. So obviously has a little bit older tires, but is the front runner out of the guys who have come down pit road.
As far as Jake Scarborough is able to hold his tires, because like I said in the start, as we see, Farlow is taking his car into pit road, so Farlow already up, so that leaves us only the number 41 of Kruger. So yeah, like I said in the start of the this window, as far as Jake Scarborough is able to hold his tires, it's gonna be able to get a good jump into the lead. As we see, I think Kruger is gonna be on pit road.
If I'm Kruger, I gotta pit this time, and here he comes. Yeah.
Yes, here comes.
I feel like if I'm the race leader, as soon as you get started, as soon as the guys who pitted to come down to kind of unlap themselves, you come down pit road. That's exactly what you saw the 41 do. I'll give the lead back over to this 97. We haven't talked from him at all. Butel in that 97 machine. You see him. He's trying to just. I think he's hoping for caution. Maybe trap some of these guys a lap down. Because you see, I mean, how slow he is compared on these older tires compared to everybody else on these fresh sticker tires. A couple more drivers who still need to come down pit road. The 22 of Kukulon back there in P2. And Kruger down pit road. He's back there in P3. We'll see where he starts to blend out. And then Jake Scarborough will actually take over the P3 position, the first car out of pit road.
So Jake Scarborough is going to be the first one pretty much leading this pack once everything cycles. It's going to be Cameron Rich, your second place. And Brett Bennett is going to be on your fourth place. So pretty much for the cars who already pitted, pretty much in the close laps that we just had on the window, Brett Bennett are going to be the one who have the best tires so far. as we see Noah Brown is trying to go ahead and like take that position away from Brad Bennett. So Noah Brown is trying to once again be able to once he's able to get to the front.
See, if I'm these two, you cannot afford the fight right now. I mean, the two guys up front can make it on fuel, and they're 4 seconds up the road. So, 4.5 seconds up the road. You cannot fight each other. I mean, if you guys continue to fight, the Bennett and the 65 of Brown, you're gonna just allow them to continue to just run their pace. As Cameron Rich has actually caught the back end of the 77. I think right now these two, once again, these two cannot fight. I think if Cameron's faster, Jake, you let him go. If Cameron, you're content running Jake's pace, you sit back there. Once again, if you guys start the fight, you're just going to start to hemorrhage the lead back to Noah Brown and Brett Bennett with about 8 lap fresher tires. And you might think 8 laps, that's not that much, but you've seen the tire fall off here in these Xfinity machines. Every lap will count here towards the end here as we hit the 3/4 mark here in this race.
Yeah, and we see this pretty much from first and second, as well as I see it on third and fourth. Noah Brown and Brett Bennett, I just see it right now. They're pretty much separated just by now, so they were fighting side by side as well, trying to take their position. So not only they have like eight lap tires, but just by having that battle, pretty much you're burning your stuff in the moment when you can pretty much catch these two guys who have lesser or like older tires than your car. So as we see over here, yes, like they just pretty much let each other go. So they know, they realize, okay, we're destroying our tires when we don't see the bigger picture. So we just, maybe they just saw the bigger picture. So we'll see if they're able to go ahead and like give us a good fight right here. As Brett Bennett, as far as Brett Bennett, what he needs to do is not lose sight of Noah Brown. That's the only thing he needs to do.
Exactly, he needs to put himself in contention. And once again, you have to think, can Noah Brown get himself up there to those leaders? Remember, they have closed the gap by a lot. I mean, it's down from 4.5 all the way down to 1.5. Remember, Noah Brown, known for burning this stuff up. He's shown it all race long. He will push that car as hard as it can, and you'll start to see some fall off. Versus Brett Bennett, who has kind of done the opposite, right? He's been a guy who has been patient, who just kind of takes advantage of cars that are burning their stuff up. And now he starts to see battling once again between these two. And now the 47 will go on the inside of the 65, going to try to take this third place away. But you'll see a run from the top from the 65 get a run. They'll be side by side at it too.
And that would make only the number 77 and the 17 getting more and more distance from these two. So we'll see if they're able to go ahead and like hold their tires, because yeah, Chase Scarborough is coming up to them. We see that how the 77 is getting closer and closer into the frame. So yeah, they have much better tires. So as far as they don't burn their stuff, because as we know, we have 21 to go, Christian, and we still have Wyatt Roberts, we still have Farlow, we still have Michael Kruger, who pretty much is already on the charge right here. But those guys are also needs to go ahead and like hold their tires. So we'll see how they do.
Yeah, we see the 77. He's actually backed up to these two, so I don't think there's going to be really much of a fight between the 77 and the 65, or the 77 and the 47. But I don't know, maybe Jake's trying to save something for the end here. But I mean, him and Cameron came in at the same time here, and he's just really fallen off here. But still side by side here. 65 and the 47 going to go side by side down the front stretch. No, as the 65 will clear. And this is allowing Cameron Rich to get away here. He's now only a second ahead, but them continuing the battle is just hemorrhaging time away. I think with 19 to go, they still have plenty of time to run down that 17. But
yeah,
I think Brett knows that he might have the better long run car, And I think if he knows that, he needs to just be patient with the 65. We know the 65 has been notorious for burning the stuff up, pushing too hard. You sit back there, take advantage when you can. Do not pressure him now. Do not burn your stuff up now, and not even make the pass. Right? We've seen him go side by side a couple times, though. Like as we said right there, the 65 with a huge mistake. Gonna get side by side here down that backstretch here. He's actually gonna clear here. And now here comes the 39 of Landon Brown, a lap car. Not gonna allow the 65 to go on that bottom that he needs to.
That the Brad pretty much being the biggest villain to Noah Brown right here. But yeah, Brad Bennett was able to go ahead and like see what the weakness of the 65 is being, and that's pretty much holding his tires. So very good job by Brad Bennett, very much being right there as well. Noah Brown is not yet over. He's not gonna drop off from that fight. It's gonna be still right there for the 47 to be pretty much a good contender for that win, as pretty much they're getting closer to the 17. Just got to the line. Yes, we're gonna be 0.6 the distance of these two guys from the leader. Yes, we see it right here. The leader is pretty much up the frame.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Brett just a little under 2/10 quicker that lap than the 17 of Cameron Rich. And but what Brett's doing, I think, is really smart right here. Is you're at least when Noah was right on his tail end there, it was forcing kind of the 65 to run just even like half a lane higher. And even though that might not seem like a whole lot, that will burn up stuff more, and honestly will. So even though Brett's kind of burning his stuff up trying to run the top to be defensive, it's forced the 65 to jump up half a lane, a whole lane higher than even the 47's doing, and that will burn your stuff up. But right now the 47 in a kind of an awkward spot, because here comes the 39 of Landon Brown with a little bit fresher tires. He's going to try to navigate his way through up there, try to maybe get a lap back. If I'm Brett, just let this 39 go. Do not try to like race him, because the longer you race him, it's just going to allow the 65 to get back to you.
You know who is getting closer, Christian? In fourth position is our guy on the mission, Michael Kruger. He's up there. He's the fastest car right now, up to the top 5. So, yeah. As far as they don't, yeah.
Yeah, last lap, Michael Kruger ran a 31.3. Brett Bennett 31.7. Noah Brown 31.7. Cameron Rich 31.8. White Roberts behind him 31.7. Right now, Cameron Rich right now leading your race, but this 47 is on a mission. Michael Kruger is not done yet, and now there will be a battle for this lead soon. And now the 47 and the 65 are within, 3 or 4 car lengths of your race leader here. Cameron Rich is going to have to try to do everything he can to hold on here. But 13 to go. I don't know if I think they might have caught him too early for Cameron to have anything left in the tank, though.
What Brett Bennett right here needs to do is pretty much be smart how to pass Cameron Bridge, because if he does a major mistake, not only is he going to lose the position from Noah Brown, but also Michael Kruger is right there as Noah Brown is getting to the wall. Michael Kruger is taking that position, that opportunity. Say yes, it's going to be on the inside of Noah Brown, and he's going to take that third position. 41 up to third is the man.
The 41
right now.
Look right there inside of the 47. He's there. He wants it. Gonna lift. Be patient here. He's got 11 laps to do it. He's got the best car right now. He drove up to these guys. It's not like they backed up to him. He drove up to these two. And alongside that, the 42 is still trying to lurk back there in the background, back there in P5. I don't know if he's got the car to go up here and race, but the 41 is really showing he's lights out here on these long runs here, trying to make the move on the 47. And right now, the 17 just trying to hold on.
That's Noah Brown over here. What he needs to do is to just finish. 10 to go for Noah Brown to pretty much be the champion. So what they need to do is just to take that checker flag. Let the 41, the 47, the 70 fight for that victory. What you need to do is to finish the race. You're the champion.
If anything, if I'm Noah Brown, I'm backing up a lot more, because they're racing pretty hard here, and you're still in that danger zone and getting caught up in something. If I'm Noah Brown, I'm like, hey, it's 10 to go. I don't think I have a car who can win anymore. I just back up, give yourself a good cushion to just get it home. I mean,
As we see over here, 41 of Michael Kruger just passes. Oh, a little bit of a good defense from Cameron Ridge. We'll see. The Sears on the side and the latest by straight away.
Cameron Rich, Michael Kruger side by side going to 3 and 4. Give it to the 41. He'll have the better entry, the better tires, the better everything right now. He'll retake your race lead here with 9, going to 8 to go here from Vegas.
Michael Kruger pretty much was the last one on the window, and he was able to not only be smart with his new tires, but also run up to these guys and take back his lead. What a rally from that 41 car. Very good job by Michael Kruger, as Brett Bennett is pretty much stuck behind Cameron Ridge. So we'll see if Brett Bennett is going to be able to pass that 17. Not gonna lie, I will be very pissed. I'm very annoyed if I'm not able to pass that 17.
We'll see if the 47 can get it done here. I mean, Cameron's been running the bottom, and I think Brett knows that he can't really run the top here. Now he'll try to peek his nose in here down into 1 and 2. Not going to make it happen. Going to try to make something happen. I think maybe the 41, I think maybe this 47 and this 65. Maybe use your stuff up a little bit too much, trying to get back up here to your race leaders of the 77 and the 17 now. You start to see that kind of tire where it starts to even out here a little bit, as now he's kind of stalled out behind the 17 machine.
Brett Bennett is right there on the inside. We'll see if he's able to clear that 17 of Cameron Ridge. As Cameron Ridge is going to use that. Oh, it's going to pinch him, making his air tight on the number 47. He's not able to pass the 17. Like I said, Christian, I think Brett Bennett trying to pass Noah Brown, as Noah Brown, they're fighting for that third position. Pretty much burn their stuff, and now Cameron Ridge, they have the similar equipment right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Bennett, you have to do something else. You see Cameron kind of running this top lane, this middle lane. You just got to go up there and rip the wall. You got to do something. You know, you got. I think this 47's faster than the 17. He's got to find a way around him. That's the issue. See the 17 driving it down there onto the bottom. Now you have to try to get down and do something else.
Brett Bennett needs to do what pretty much almost did on the back straightaway. He got right there on 3 and 4 from Cameron Ridge. What he needs to do is get a good run out of 4 and put his car on Cameron on the outside on the front straightaway. If he's able to get a good run over here on the outside and put his car up on 1 and 2 on the outside lane, he's going to be able to pass that 17. So we'll see. It's 3 to go.
The 47 running the higher lane, starting to get a run here back on the 17. This is exactly what we said you need to do. Do something different. He couldn't pass him on the bottom. I have to try to do something else here. Oh, almost contact between them and the 17. Starting to get impatient as the 17 is going to go up there, slap the wall. Going to give him another run here, going to 2 to go.
Brett Bennett right here needs to run the outside. That's the Noah Brown is gonna come out on the inside. Where he come from? He's gonna take the temp too. What a move!
And Noah Brown takes that spot away, puts himself up into the P2 position. Now, what's the 47 willing to do here, right? Obviously, you know, this guy's racing for a championship. So do you put the bumper to him for this P2 spot, right? It's the last race. This is all you got. Here comes Fidel Fabian now with some momentum here. Now white flag in the air for Michael Kruger. Noah Brown makes the spot up here. And now look at the 51 trying to make something happen. The 47, contact between the 17. Now 3 wide out of the backstretch.
3 wide on the back. Oh, Fidel Fabian got into Cameron Ridge. He's not going to be very happy about that. As we see Michael Kruger, checker flag. What a race by him.
Noah Brown come home victorious, and that will lock it down. Your season 1 champion here, Noah Brown. What a championship run for him, and congratulations on that 65 machine. Brett Bennett will come home P3. Cameron Rich P4. Bill Farlow will round out that top 5. Good run for the 24 here. You know, man, Joel was my championship favorite here, and just unfortunately did not have the chase that he wanted. But a good final race here for that 24 machine.
But what a race by Michael Kruger. Great strategy, coming up last on that window. He's gonna take that that race as the number 65. That Noah Brown. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Christian, that 3 wide, taking it from the inside, 3 wide, he was able to take that P2. What a move! What a champion move right there.
The Noah Brown Parker there. We'll just continue to watch this 41 burn it down here on the front stretch. Congratulations to Kruger on the win. Congratulations to Noah Brown on your championship in the inaugural season of the AWC Pro Series here on iRacing, at least. Obviously, we've talked about the AWC community. Been a strong community for a long time, whether it was on Forza, whether it was on NASCAR Heat, whether it was on Gran Turismo, whatever it is, right? Been a big community, but a first season here on the sim. Congratulations to Noah Brown on this championship.
Pretty good job by Noah Brown. He did what he needed to do, pretty much be there. Content for victories, content for top 5, top 2s, anything. Be there for the end of the season.
Well, we'll go ahead and get ready to talk to your top 3 after some words from our partners over at iRacing. So we'll be right back to talk to your top 3 and your championship winner after a quick commercial break.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the post-race show here for the finale here for the AWC Pro Series from Las Vegas. Once again, my name is Christian Delgado alongside Andres Perez, and I think we do have a race winner in Michael Kruger here, ready to go. Hey, Michael, it's Christian and Jace up here in HVTV booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, what a run through the field once again. I mean, kind of the same way you did it last week at Milwaukee, but obviously you had a really good long run pace here in that 41 machine. Now, walk us through the race. Walk us through what got you up here in the victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, really on that last run, it really just came down to just kind of waiting out the strategy and just kind of banking on the long run and hoping we would there, which we did. And I just felt like I was able to kind of take care of myself really and kind of run where people couldn't on the bottom and really kind of stay there and able to build runs in and out of the corner. And I got kind of nervous, honestly, when I came out of the pits and saw Jake Scarborough was like 10 seconds ahead. I was a little nervous, but once I started to make a little bit of ground that last run, I started to feel like I could be able to pull it off. And then things obviously got really hairy there when there was like 3 or 4 cars under a blanket there once I got there. But if I just stayed to my guns and just stayed patient, I really knew I would have had that. Yeah, once I just kept rolling the bottom and just playing to my strengths, I knew I would have it there.
Yeah, it definitely looked like, I mean, talking about the drafty kind of ness of this track, right? It seemed like that really no one could, unless you did have like an abundance more, pace out of the car, maybe from saving tires. Everybody was just kind of together throughout the whole race. Was that something you noticed as well? That it was kind of more of a drafty style track than, it seemed like it was just really hard to get away from everybody else.
I mean, a little bit of yes and both, and no. I mean, early on it felt like we were all so tight together a little bit, and then in the midpoint of the run, me and Brett pulled away. I mean, maybe there was issues or so from third on back. I don't really know, but we pretty much gapped like third onwards and back, and it was just us two really, just kind of drafting off each other. And we did put some gap. It was really unique how it played out, considering with the conditions we worked at with here it being a night race. The draft did kind of come into a little bit of an effect, but I felt like if you had a bit of pace and manage your stuff, you could be able to work your way back through and make moves and such. It was a really unique world of both. It wasn't something where the draft was too strong and like you couldn't do anything, which was nice. So that was good.
Well, regardless of the draft or not, you did a fantastic job, putting yourself up here in front and obviously managing the tire strategy with the pit strategy down to a T. Was able to drive around the 17, the 77, the Noah Brown, and even 47 of Brett Bennett to get your second win. Not only your second win in a row, back to back here. No, not back to back. We went to Daytona last week, but it's still your second win of the season here. So before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank for your second win of the season tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the guys at Circumference Ultimate Motorsports. I'd like to thank my teammates Brett Bennett, Bryson Byrd, Enrique, and Wyatt Roberts. I'd like to thank all those guys for being part of the team and my teammates, sticking with them and working with them during the race. It was a pleasure to do it during this year, even though I made 2 starts. And hopefully next season I can make a bit more, and I hope so. Even though I kind of had a short stint to end the season off, but hopefully there's more to come next year.
Well, we'd definitely be excited to see you up here, in the track, on the track, in the booth, whatever it happens to be here. But once again, congratulations on the second win of the season, and have a good rest of the night.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
That was your winner, Michael Kruger, and I think Andreas has our P3 finisher, Brett Bennett, up here in their booth.
All right. Let's bring him in. Brett Bennett, this is Andreas and Christian up to the booth. Do you copy? Brett Bennett, it is Andreas and Christian up to your booth. Do you copy?
Hey, Brett, it's Christian up here in the booth. Got a copy? And we will drag Brett back out, and we'll, I guess, while we wait on Brett to get ready for his interview, we'll go ahead and talk to the man of the hour here, Noah Brown. Hey, Noah, it's Christian and Andreas up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, no other way to put it, but congratulations on this championship. Obviously, just, a phenomenal pace for you here to put yourself in a spot here to win. Obviously, it wasn't over. I mean, you needed to have a pretty bad race to give it away there to the 53 of Bryson Byrd, but obviously a P2 finish is an awesome way to finish it out here. Obviously, one would have been nice to round it out, but once again, congratulations on this win. I guess first of all, we'll talk about the race tonight. Walk us through what got you up here inside this podium.
Yeah, the first caution that came out certainly helped. That just it brought the field a lot closer, got rid of our first pit stop out of the equation. And then going through driving that second of 3 parts in the race, it was just trying to not wreck, trying and failing to save tire, and then that pit stop, just making sure you got down to pit road speed, don't do anything stupid. So after that, it was just kind of a roll, and I was kind of trying to race Brett there, and he put up a good run, and I just couldn't get past him. And once we got to Cameron, all the tire was basically gone, so it was just wait for the guys on newer tires to come through and just finish out the race. So, I mean, I'll obviously take P2 there, and yeah, but the championship is what I was really going for. So, just getting to the race clean was the biggest part.
Yeah, and so walking through and us with kind of that championship mindset. Obviously, you had a good points cushion too, Bryson, and you just needed to show up and have a good race, like you said. So walk us through, the different kind of mindset that you'd probably have when you were racing, really hard when you were up there inside the top 5, especially early in that race. You really looked like you were pushing pretty hard to maybe get up to that race lead. Was that, intentional, or was that just you just felt like your car had the pace to go up there and maybe race like that?
I definitely would say I had the pace, but I also definitely will say I kind of got in my own head, because when you're racing someone like the Jake Scarboroughs, the Brett Bennettts, and then like the Brysons, you just kind of tend to forget about your tires, and you're just like, let me race these guys in the moment. And it ends up just either you get in front of those guys and you pull away, or you don't get past the guys and you just continuously kill your tires, which is kind of what ended up happening to me. I just got to the point where I just couldn't make runs through the corner, and I was getting loose. And when it came to needing the pit stop, it just ended up being I was getting too loose on corner exit pretty much regardless of what I did. So I just pulled into the pits, got new tires, pulled someone down with me, thankfully, and just cruised to the end of the race.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like that tire wear was kind of the name of the game there. Whoever could save their stuff the best and kind of set up that last pit stop was going to come out here victorious. We saw Michael do a really good job of it. But, going back to kind of just the whole chase in general, at least from my perspective, you weren't really, there was a lot of people who excelled a lot better in the regular season compared to you. And then just coming into this chase, I mean, you just kind of came out here and really never looked back. You had a phenomenal chase. I think never really got anything outside of the top 5, maybe besides maybe the super speedways that we came to occasionally. But besides that, obviously came out there, dominated the Roval, got your first win of the season. Walk us through kind of that mindset of the chase versus something like a lot of these guys are used to, like this, playoff format.
Yeah. Well, making the chase in the first place was a big thing. I mean, truthfully honest, I kind of just was doing races here and there just for the fun of it. And then, friend of mine tells me, hey, if you do this race this coming week, you're going to be locked into the chase. And I'm like, oh. So I was like, I'll lock into the chase really quick. And then I'm in the chase. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to show up to all the races. And, first race was Indianapolis, if I remember correctly. That was not too hard. I had ran that in a league before, so it was just like, okay, try to remember what you're doing, not get yourself in any trouble. The road course just pretty much was a cruise. I mean, the words I'm looking for. pretty much just cruised there. And yeah, like you said, the super speedways were the only races that gave me trouble, and I mean, it's not for a lack of trying there. I've had some pretty terrible luck on supers recently, so even finishing those races in the top 15 was pretty good for me. But obviously, it would have been nice if I could have finished top 10, top 5 in those races. It would have helped a lot with the points. But I mean, it's just mostly just showing up and putting out results was all I was really worried about.
Well, I mean, you definitely did a good job of that, and obviously you come home. You know, not only your first championship, but the first championship here, at least on iRacing for the AWC community and everything else. So, I mean, something I assume you're gonna hold pretty close to you. Obviously, the penultimate winner and the first winner here for the league, and once again, congratulations on that.
Yep, thank you guys.
Yep, you guys have a great rest of the night. And that was Noah Brown, obviously P2 finisher here in at Vegas, and obviously once again season champion. Congratulations to the 65 and the whole team there for everything they do. What a championship! We'll finally see if we can go back and grab
Brett Bennett.
grab Brett Bennett and see if he's available to talk to us for one last time.
All right.
Hey Brett, it's Christian and Andreas up here in HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got a copy now.
Well,
All right.
a P3 finish here for you tonight at Las Vegas, and you showed to have maybe a winning car tonight, but fortunately it looked like maybe the tire strategy at the end there didn't work out in your favor compared to some other drivers. But walk us through your race. Walk us through really that whole last couple of runs there.
Yeah, I don't think I had the best car. I think Mikey was faster than me. He's my teammate. He definitely earned that win. Big props to him. He did a great job. He had passed me clean on the long run right before the caution, right before I pitted. I heard Noah Brown queue up and say he was pitting, so I decided to come that lap to make sure he didn't undercut me. And I hoped I'd be able to get enough of a gap to Mikey that I'd be able to hold him off. And then I got up to Cameron, who he was on a little bit older tires, but he was doing a good job of manipulating the air and making himself wide. And he wasn't doing anything wrong, just was hard to pass, and that kind of checked me up a little bit. And Mikey, I think, would have got in there anyway. Ended up kind of getting stuck behind him. Then kind of we got 3 wide, real racy the last 4 or 5 laps. Me, Cameron, and Noah Brown, and Fidel. That was really fun. End of the day, take P3. We had a fast car. Once again, showed potential race winning pace on one of these 1.5 miles here in Charlotte. Both have had a lot of good races in this league this year, and we'll try to take the momentum in the next season whenever I can run.
Chris, you got anything for him?
After coming into the champion, you were right there coming into Noah Brown. Talk to us how you went with the mentality very much every single race.
Yeah, I definitely learned that I turn into an absolutely terrible human being when I'm racing for points. Myrtle Beach and Talladega and Daytona sucked for me. I was way too angry, getting way too annoyed, and driving way too aggressively, more so than I really like to. I like to try to race clean. Like tonight, I technically put the bumper to Cameron Rich a little bit, but like that was the lightest bump possible, just meant to move him up the groove, didn't wreck him, and that was after staying behind him for like 5 laps. Like it's the way I like to race people, and that's kind of had a bad race at Myrtle Beach, had a bad race at Daytona, unfortunately, and then kind of just took myself out of it. And then the Roval just is not my strong suit. I had actually, I think, a pretty good run for myself there. India, I had a good run too. Like I had some decent runs. Just Noah really turned it on in the playoffs, and deservingly is going to come away with the championship. Might have gotten myself back up to second in the points tonight. Not sure how that plays out because I'm not sure exactly how we're scoring stuff. But still, great season. Going to take the second or third place finish in the points. Try to take the win in lastly. Going to celebrate the win with my team tonight. It's always good that we were able to get the job done tonight and take momentum in the next season and hopefully come out strong. Hopefully not going to miss too many races next season, but I also spot in the Arc Menard series and other places, so who knows? We'll see what my schedule ends up looking like next season. So either way, looking forward to it, and thanks to y'all for broadcasting all season.
All right. Do you have any other shout out?
Yeah, I got to shout out. Obviously, I said Mikey for the win. You got to talk about our teammates Bryson Byrd, Enrique Cucalan, Wyatt Roberts. They all had solid runs today. Bryson had a great playoffs and a great season. Enrique should have won last week, and unfortunately got absolutely murdered at the end of the race. Wyatt's just a really solid driver. Mikey's obviously come out and won twice in the last 3 races. So it's been good. I got to shout out sponsor Justin Strigley. Got to shout out Braden Laster for letting me spot for him in real life. Got to shout out all our Circumference Ultimate Motorsports teammates here and in other leagues. A lot of great friends both here and also on short bus long distance. So always good to race with them, and hopefully, as I said, keep momentum going, go to next year, and have some more fun.
Alrighty. Hopefully you enjoy this off season very much from the AWC. Of course, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be on other leagues, but hopefully we had you on the next season. It has been fun watching you as well as Noah Brown and all the other racers. So congrats very much on the third win. In the third position, and yeah, have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
That was your third place finisher, and we talked about it. Maybe second or third place points finisher as well. Brett Bennett, a good season for him. Good run for this 47 machine throughout and throughout. So, but I think it's time to start to wrap up the broadcast for tonight for the last time, season 1. So we'll go ahead and take a look at your unofficial race results here, brought to you by HVTV. Michael Kruger, obviously, we saw wins the second race of the season here at Las Vegas. Noah Brown comes home P2, and as your champion for season 1 of the AWC Pro Series. And we just talked to your third place finisher, Brett Bennett, in that 47. Cameron Rich comes home P4 in that 17 machine, and rounding out your top 5, Joel Farlow in that 24. Fidel Fabian will finish P6 alongside Wyatt Roberts in the 7th position. Bryson Byrd P8. Ryan Ronbaum P9, and rounding out your top 10 is going to be that 77 of Barbara.
P11 is going to be Sam Batwell in that 97 car. Jamir Soto in the 15 is going to be on your P12. P13 is going to be David Huckleberry. Enrique Cucalon on your number 22 is going to be P14. Aaron Evans on the 48 is going to finish in P15. Adam Tall, Lando A. Brown, and Ty McIntosh is going to be the only one out of the race, running up your field of today's race. So Christian, yeah, a champion has been crowned, and pretty much we complete a season for the AWC Pro Series. So very good races, very good fights, very good championship and season these guys gave us through these few weeks, few months of very good racing.
I definitely agree, Andres. I mean, there's been phenomenal racing throughout the whole season. Obviously, like you said, we crowned a champion, a very deserving one, and Noah Brown obviously turned it on during the chase here and really never looked back. Obviously, we talked to Brett Bennett, and then unfortunately didn't get to talk to the either P3 or P2 finisher in points, Bryson Byrd, but Bryson just did not have the finish that I think he wanted. Obviously, had contact from the 65 Noah Brown early in the race and just could never recover. But yeah, I mean, really good racing throughout the whole season, and I definitely had a great time calling races here for AWC, and I'm happy to hear that we'll be back next season to be calling races here for season 2 of the AWC Pro Series. So be on the lookout here on the channel, or even if you're in the Discord or whatever, for some more content here with these AWC guys. I can't wait to continue to grow this relationship with these guys over here at AWC, a great group of guys, obviously, with Ty and Jake and all the admins here that do everything behind the scenes. And you, as me, as you know, the owner of High Velocity TV, and who works really close alongside these guys, I appreciate everything that Jake has done, Ty, and everybody for keeping me informed and making sure that we can do our best job up here in the booth. But you know, once again, I got to give a huge shout out to Grace for coming up here in the booth from time to time and giving me some company. It definitely means a lot that we have some people up here, at least on the network side, that enjoy coming out here and calling some good races.
For sure.
But like that, I think it's time to call the season here for the AWC Pro Series Season 1. Once again, congratulations to Noah Brown on your championship. And once again, congratulations to Noah Kruger on his second race win of the season here, wrapping up the season here from Las Vegas. We'll be back here sooner or later. Obviously, I wish we had a concise schedule, but obviously the admins will work on that, and we'll be back here sometime in 2026 to start off season A of the AWC Pro Series. Once again, my name is Christian Delgado alongside Andreas Varez here in the booth. Hope everybody has a great rest of the night. We'll see you guys. Have a great rest of your guys' year. Have a good Thanksgiving, good holidays, good Christmas, whatever you guys celebrate. Hope you guys have a good rest of your 2025, and we'll see you guys next year for the next season.
Have a good one.